We're joined today by Lieutenant Governor Jon Husted, and we are in Ashtabula County, the farm of Jeff Magyar. And the Lieutenant Governor just had a listening session with a group of farmers and ag business people. First off, tell us a little bit about some of the things you took away from this conversation.
Well, we had a nice talk about the H2 Ohio program, which is our effort to help mitigate the algae bloom, the algae blooms that sometimes come as a runoff of nitrogen, phosphorus, other things from agricultural properties. But what we talked about is how we're going to make it cost effective and thoughtful ways to mitigate that runoff, using new technologies and helping provide grants to farmers to invest in those new technologies to reduce runoff, but also creating a lot of wetlands. Wetlands are a great solution for it because it's a win-win for everybody, because you absorb the phosphorus in these wetlands, and we've created tens of thousands of new acres of new wetlands. You absorb it, you create great places for fish and wildlife and migratory birds and things like that. So it's working out very well, and we believe that it's going to help reduce some of the threat of algae blooms that we've had in some of Ohio's lakes. Keep it great for sportsmen, great for agriculture, great for the environment.
Definitely and foremost on farmers' minds, on consumers' minds, definitely a big topic. Well, another big topic that was talked quite a bit about was energy and sort of the energy crisis going on. And you shared some really interesting insights with the participants here today. Share some of your thoughts on that and where we stand in Ohio with energy production and the rising cost.
Yeah, Ohio is doing its part. The private sector has invested $97 billion over the last decade in the Utica Shale area to create more energy supply, oil and natural gas. Ohio is one of the leading producers, and states leading producers, and so we're doing the production. We have a lot of refineries, we have a lot of pipelines, we're doing our part. But the federal government has sent a message early on that they don't want any more fossil fuel production. They don't want more refinery investment, more pipelines. That has restricted supply, which has driven up prices, and we need a change in federal policy to allow markets to work, to be for an all-of-the-above strategy that relies on wind and solar and electric. That's great, but we can't just walk away from fossil fuels or biofuels that we need to help fuel our economy. There are ways that you can be environmentally friendly and not make your country vulnerable to foreign dictators and artificially restrict supply. But the reason that the federal government's policies matter so much is because it sent a message to the markets and to the private sector: don't invest anymore in America. And so we have fewer refineries, we have fewer pipelines, we have less exploration, and that is the cause of the problem. And until we fix that, we're not going to fix this problem.
Makes a lot of sense. Final topic, technology and innovation, a big one that you touched on. A lot of exciting potential in the future.
Well, ag is a great place for technology innovation. Self-driving tractors and combines, planters, all of that technology coming on, but also the research that goes into GMO and other agricultural practices that are environmentally friendly, create more yield, and solve hunger and supply problems around the world. Agriculture is a great place for innovation. We expect it will continue to be, and as tools like AI and other automated programs get advanced, genomics, things like that, we expect that America will lead the way, agriculture will lead the way, and Ohio will help lead the way in that space.
Great thoughts by Ohio's Lieutenant Governor Jon Husted. Jon, thank you for your time and for supporting agriculture.
Thank you.